What's up, everyone? Perri here at New York Comic Con 2025 with another interview. Genndy, I'm so happy to have you here to talk about Primal Season 3. First off, an early congratulations.
Thank you.
So I wanted to start with a question about the production timeline because it's been a little while since Season 2 has come out. Animation takes time. So I am curious, can you fill in the gap between Season 2 and Season 3? Why does it take so many years? And then I'm also going to complicate it because I'd love for you to speak on this. In a time when viewers kind of expect new seasons now, really fast. What is it like making sure that, when animation takes a whole lot of time, you're still dishing things out as fast as they want to consume it?
It is really difficult because it's not as easy as everyone thinks, as far as a show coming out, seeing that it's successful, seeing that there's an audience, then you have an idea, then you pitch an idea, then they have to find money. And then you finally get greenlit once all that is done, and then you actually start making it. So sometimes, and we were also caught in the middle of all the Warner Brothers mergers and all that stuff. So that makes things even more complicated. And so, so I think the second season aired in 2022, I think. And then we didn't start until 23, really. Maybe even middle of 23, possibly. I know it took a longer time because of all those complications.
I'll give you a big two-part follow-up question. You'll learn this about me very quickly. I like long questions.
This is too much. I can't handle it.
When you were itching to get Season 3, the green light, to get working on it, can you tell me the single moment where things weren't going to plan and you're sitting and you're thinking to yourself, like, damn, like we really might not make another season of this show? But then I also wanted an example of the opposite, the thing that happened that made you really know to your core, like, now is go time, we're going to do it again.
Well, I think probably the lowest time, I have the longest relationship with Adult Swim, so it's very positive and we're very much a team. And then I think the darkest time was, we just had this merger and we don't know how to greenlight a show. Right? Where before it was kind of like one person or a couple of people going like, yeah, we should do this. And it's instant. And then I think I waited almost 8 months for them to figure it out. And like Michael was so nice. He would text me, I'm working on it. You got to believe me. And when I pitched him the idea for what we wanted to do in Season 3, he was all over it, and so he really believed in it. And it was just this maneuvering of business, really. It had nothing to do with me or the creative. It was, how do we get another show made? And so that was probably the darkest time because I have no control over it.
Now the lightest time.
Yes. And the lightest time is probably when you start making it, when we have a schedule, when we're able to hire people. Because making this show, it's difficult, but it's so much fun because everybody's on board,
Oh, now I'm thinking about all these follow-up questions I want to ask. Because you started to emphasize the team around you, I'll ask this question. It's one of my favorite questions, but I'll admit it's a little unfair because every single person who works on your show is of the utmost importance. Can you name one Primal unsung hero, someone who, we may not know their name, but you think our viewers really need to know about the great contribution they made to your series?
Well, I think without Scott Wills, who's the art director, it would be a completely different show because Scott, we started working together on Samurai Jack. And when I first saw his paintings, they had light and you could really feel the light. And that's very unusual because, obviously I've done a lot even before, but we would paint something and I was like, oh, that's cool. That makes sense. Whatever. It's nice. But then his were moody. And when a light hit a tree, you felt that light on the tree. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And so he added so much to Jack and then so much to Primal. And the color and the energy of it. And then probably the unsung hero, though, of Primal especially is Joel Valentine, who does the sound effects. Because the sound effects is as important as the music, but the music is the sexy part, right? So creating all those sounds, creating the environment, and we have a lot of stuff without music, and you really feel it because it feels like you're there,
Two great people to highlight. All right, digging into Season 3, what would you say is the biggest difference between how you pictured Season 3 turning out when the idea first came to your mind and what it has become, what fans will ultimately see in the finished product?
Well, I mean, I talked about at the end of season 2, I talked about Primal becoming an anthology, right? So it's going to be different characters, different everything, just following the core idea of Primal, which is, not a lot of dialogue. It's visual storytelling. It's visceral. It's raw. And after developing for a little bit, I realized I miss Spear, and I spent 20 episodes having the public love him and having the audience really like the relationship with him and Fang. And then an idea sparked, that I could do more, and Spear became a zombie.
Okay, I have a lot of questions about that. First one that crossed my mind. Also, the first one that crossed my mind after watching the teaser.
Yeah.
So we see Spear. We don't see any Fang. Is it safe to assume this is a full Spear season?
No, it's not safe to assume anything.
Honestly, I like that answer better than how I phrased that question.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, and I think that was when I had that idea. That's when Adult Swim was really supportive, and they were supportive of the other stuff too. But it was going to be a longer, harder road. But everybody understood,
To follow up on my previous question, then, can you do the season 3 math? How much Spear are we going to get? How much Fang are we going to get? And how much are we going to get of them together?
It is confidential.
I will take that because I understand.
Yes.
So Spear is a zombie this time around. It was making me wonder, what traditional zombie rules are you playing by? The familiar things that we know of the genre that we will see impacting the type of zombie he is, but then also, is there any kind of new rule that you threw into the equation?
I feel like there's a lot of new and there's a lot of established zombie things. And I'm not a horror guy, right? I actually don't watch horror films. I don't like to be scared. And so it was funny for me to do Primal as a show anyways, because there are a lot of I call them more thriller type feel, right? It's more of a thrill, dramatic, emotional show than just the scares, right? And so this is kind of following that same rule. And there's zombie movies that I like, World War Z, I like The Last of Us, all that stuff. But I think we established our own rules, at the same time not breaking all the lore that we kind of associate with zombies.
Okay. This is a terrible next question because there's no flow whatsoever, but it popped in my mind, and now I have to ask, what's your favorite dinosaur?
My favorite dinosaur?
Yeah.
I guess I really love the Brontosaurus. There's something about them that's pretty amazing. They are, yeah.
Follow-up question to that. Let's say I gave you the keys, because I have this power, of course. I gave you the keys to the Jurassic franchise, and you got to direct the next movie in that series. What would you want to do with it? Where would the dinosaurs go next?
They wouldn't go anywhere. They would stay where they are, right? But I think what's missing from if I could be so bold as to criticize,
I do want to hear it. I do want to hear
it. Which I love Jurassic Park, the idea of it all, right? And it's the characters that go there that always seems to be the problem for me, as a fan. So I'm going to voice myself I love when my fans voice their words. But anyways, and so instead of making it kind of the same type of idea, I would have, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Sorcerer.
The Sorcerer?
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
All right. This movie came out in 1977, the same day as Star Wars. So nobody really knows about it. But it's one of the most incredible films, and it takes these 4 bad guys, like one's a murderer, one's a bomber, whatever, and they put them into this place where they have to escape, right? And I would do that. I would have some kind of horrible pirate smugglers or something, and they end up on this island, and they're terrified by the dinosaurs, and it's survival.
Okay.
And that's it,
I'm sold.
Yes.
I'm a big believer that the Jurassic franchise should have had an anthology feel after Fallen Kingdom, when the dinosaurs get loose into the world, and it should have just been different grounded stories about how a variety of people deal with living alongside dinosaurs.
That could work too.
But I will say I did really like Rebirth. With that, you have to play our game.
All right.
Which is a great game for you to play when you just said that you don't really like to be scared.
Yes.
You have to move the next piece on our Collider bracket. We are doing the best horror movie villains of all time at a New York Comic Con. And now you get to pick which is the next to advance.
So which goes to the next bracket?
Yes.
Oh no.
So
it's either Chucky or whatever the clown.
So Chucky's already moved.
Oh, okay.
The next one here is, it looks like we've got Ghostface and the Babadook there.
Oh, so then it's one of these goes
Samara
here?
Samara and Sam from Trick or Treat. No, don't do it. Now I'm influencing it. Don't do it.
So I'll go here.
No.
Here? So there's that.
Listen.
Is that it?
I try to respect all my guests, but like she's clearly telling you just made the wrong decision.
Well, she was the most interesting.
You know what? I like your show. I'll let you get away with it.
All right.
Huge congratulations in advance on Primal Season 3. Cannot wait to see it.
Awesome. Thank you.